think I told the backstory of that photo a long time ago. That's at a place called Trimble Park, and by accident, this is taken with a proper camera. That's a it's a picnic table. That's my beautiful wife. That smile. She couldn't have been more than, I don't know, 40-ish back then. We were camping at Trimble Park and had abused alcohol the night before, and we were still a little drunk riding our bicycles. I remember being a little hungover after that. So, T-minus 8 days? Is that where we're at? And I tend to obsess and want to get packed in early and be done with it, but honestly, I'm not really in that big a hurry. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my lists and walk around and do smalls today. And by smalls, I mean, for instance, that thing right there, the nice soldering iron and appropriate soldering is going to join me on this trip. I've been using $7 Amazons that last approximately 3 soldering jobs and they're done. I threw them all away. Oops, that's the first time I've actually ever hit my little chandelier. Yeah, truck's ready to go. It has been worked on. I tell you what, just what's interesting is I looked up the TPMS sensor for my truck from the place I bought it from, and it was $50 plus $11 shipping, and it wasn't going to be here until I leave, after I leave. Same thing that's directly from the company. It's EEZE tire. EEZ tire. And good company, but $50 and about, well, it's $12 shipping. I said, screw that. And it would be, and there's no guarantee to get here on time. So I go to Amazon. It's the same company, same shipping. And then I go to Walmart, and it's free shipping. And not only is it free shipping, but it's like effectively 2-day or 3-day shipping. What? It's the same company. And so they struck a different deal with Walmart than they did with themselves and Amazon. Interesting. Can we do this? Let's see if we can get a thumbnail. I gotta go above. See if we can do this. This thing is so I'm wanting to go back, forward, this way, brings it to me. These are things I haven't ever really done. Okay, let's see. Can I get that? I'll do a George here. One of them probably made it, right? Yeah. Okay. So what's the deal? Yeah. We're going to be doing some chores today. I'm going to go ahead and babysit my friend's dog for a while today. And then get some chores done in reference to leaving. And resist the urge to just put everything where it needs to go and be done, just about done with it before we go. I do not need to do that. I just need to do the stuff I need to do. And I have Google Keep I've discussed with you all before, so I have this amazing checklist application that allows me to quite clearly, there we go, quite clearly know everything that needs to go in. A little wind here. I don't want to bang into my door cat. That would be embarrassing. There we go. Let's see if we got that. Okay. So a bunch of smalls, walk around and do smalls. Like an example of that yesterday is on my go away list is in Florida, unlike your northern climates, I have to leave my air conditioner on. Now y'all usually do that with heat. So if you go away to keep your pipes from freezing, you end up leaving your heat on a certain temperature, let's say 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or let's say, well, 10 degrees Celsius would be too cold. Oh, that was interesting. A dragonfly chased this thing. But anyway, otherwise the house will become stagnant and moldy and bad. So what I do is I make sure that the batteries in that thermostat are nice and fresh, because I don't want that to fail while I'm gone. And then I set the thermostat to 84 round the clock and keep the house fresh. Additionally, there are, in Florida, when the humidity is 99% most of the time while I'm gone, the air conditioning unit, takes water out of the air, and as such it needs to flow from the middle of my garage out to the side of the house via a pipe, and that pipe gets filled with frogs, lizards, all kinds of debris finds its way in there, bugs. So I end up having to flush that out. So I flush it out before I leave. Otherwise the water will back up into the house and flood my house and ruin my floors and stuff. So that's how that works. Been enjoying playing catch up with George, Dale, AMRC. He and I have been speaking privately. He goes back to work in a few days. I think it's just fun. Yeah, I started out my career out here, if you will, my radio control career. Right here in my front yard with a Blade CX2. I told the story before of my neighbor who was actually a private pilot and an instructor and general aviation farrier. I saw him down there Christmas Day about 15, 18 years ago trying to scoot a Blade CP around in the middle of the road. Never could get it off the ground. And I asked him what his recommendation would be, and he goes, yeah, you're not going to have any joy with this as a starter. I would recommend the Blade CX2. So it was a little coaxial helicopter, and he's right. Ellie could fly it. So what I ended up doing was buying that thing and fell in love with it and wore it out and modded it out in 30 days. Then I went to something called it's called the Big Llama, and it was a larger coaxial helicopter, and I think it was made by eSky. And we wore that thing out. And by we, I was over on RC Universe where I met Simon, longtime friend, and a whole bunch of other guys, Noel, and what is this thing I'm playing? HIJKM.
Throttle warning. Switch warning.
So, yeah, we all flew that thing around and would buy parts from overseas, and not buying nothing.
Flight mode 3. Binding.
End up helping each other out enormously. And then I ended up doing quads and a whole bunch of other stuff. Had a blast. Still having a lovely time. This makes a big deal because it keeps you at home. I mean, you're right here, and I like being at home when I'm home. I'm trying to get that thumbnail. George is getting a new helicopter, and I'm pleased to see that. I've been watching the, what is it, IPC? Ooh, I gotta remember that this thing gets away from me. So IPC is the new open source deal for HD goggles. eSheen is selling one. I forget has a two-name phrase for what it's called, something sphere. And right now, I think Joshua Bardwell was noting that it has a little higher latency than we would like for freestyling and things like that. But if you use it on airplanes and crawlers, you're good to go. Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to get better processors. See if we can get a little something here. See, I don't have the tail authority like that on the Huey AMRC guy. I need to be able to just turn around when I want to. Shout out to Cynthia, Con, glad you made it home. Gretchen, you ridiculously lovely girls. Nerd girls that like whirly gigs and beautiful and yeah, amazing. So yeah, back to what I'm doing. I'm going to go through my do list and just do a bunch of smalls like I did yesterday with the purging of the air conditioner line and just the things of necessity that need to be done, but I don't know that I need to load in the back of my truck yet or not and haul gear around, but maybe I do. I'm bringing a tire with me since we're going to Canada, and it's a little bit more difficult to ship things there than here. So I'm bringing two spares, one that's up underneath the rig and then one the back of the truck. Now, it would take another day for me to put lights in here to try it again, and I'm not going to do that. These little screws, they tolerate assembly and disassembly X amount of time, and they're not Chinese monkey metal, but they are definitely, they're not stainless steel, or even stainless would be soft. They're not steel. So what I want to do is, yeah, by the way, yesterday when the rocket launch went off, it would have been seen just in that direction from my house. Pretty cool. I'm in a universe where rocket launches routinely occur. I live in a state where I don't worry about the politics as much as how cool it is to be here. No winter. Yes, we get hurricanes, but I live in the dead-ass center of the state, and there's a reason for that. So I grew up a little further south, about 90 miles south, dead in the center of the state. Only thing we worried about was having power out for a few days. We didn't worry about getting killed or flooded or any of that stuff. So I live in a very optimum place. the house behind you, you wouldn't think it would be worth $500,000, but it is. In a whole bunch of other counties, it would not be. But I'm 21 miles from Disney. I could actually put this on the circuit and make a killing. And I mean a killing. I'm 21 minutes from Disney. And that's a 2,000 square foot house with nondescript 2,000 square foot house. And I put that thing on Airbnb and make a killing. But luckily I don't have to, so there's that. But anywho, I live in a really cool place where there's no winter, and well, there's another rocket going off. Holy crap, what went off? Can you see that, guys? That is so awesome. I didn't know there was a rocket going off this morning. Huh, rats. I didn't get it all. Can you see that? Pretty cool, huh? Oh, there it is. I hope you guys can enjoy that. I'll add on what went off here in a bit when I send it up. Yeah, it's cool living in a space city. Yeah, the juxtaposition of technologies right here. Soon though, I'll bid farewell to this, and don't think for a second, right about here is where my rig will be here in 8 days. And I'll glance back at my house because you never know what fate's gonna do. I'm gonna be gone for 9 months. Could get killed on the road or just up and die. So I always look at my little house fondly when I roll out of here because it may very simply be the last time I see it. Yeah, we live in a cool universe here. Yep, traffic's getting out of hand. The area has become a, what do I tell people, a victim of its own success. But it's just lovely. And it's kind of all I know. I've never lived anywhere else.
Throttle active.
God, man, that is so fun to me. So yeah, just go around, run around doing a bunch of smalls today. Small things. And I'll check them off my list. What else? Like I said, I'm going to go to my kids tomorrow. It's so funny, they're the age now, they're in the mid-30s, and I said, well, we got a couple options. You know, you guys can come up here and we can go meet you in the middle to go eat. And my son's wife sends me a note back that says, why don't y'all come down here for dinner? They're in their brand new house, or brand new to them. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Switch warning. High rates. Takeoff. Stabilize mode. 0 volts.
Our first stop is in North Florida. We have some friends I mentioned yesterday that have a beautiful home that's land, and what's nice is that they have a full hookup place for us, so I think we stay there 2 days. Then we go to Northwest Florida. My wife's...
Low battery. Battery critical.
Not true. You got swamped. I'm going to go see some of my wife's relatives she hasn't seen in years.
8.4 volts.
And from there, Chuck from RCG, that's Ox. From there, that's Anthony from RCG. It's just glorious. I didn't know we were launching this morning. That's about 81 road miles away, but about let's say 70 as a crow flies. And that actually presents a problem here when we have major hurricanes, because you need the hurricane to hit the land and generate friction.
Stabilization off.
And in doing so, you slow the storm down. So I'm almost dead in the middle of the state. It's another 50, 60, 60-ish air miles back to the west before you hit water. Ah, that thing is just brilliant.
8.1 volts.
Very cool that you're getting things done around the house and enjoying your new life with the veil taken off of it there, George. Just jazzed. Dale, I'm glad you are shaking off your visits and getting back to the real world. I don't know how you do it. I mentioned it previously. It is funny. I'm 61 years old and it's all I can do to toilet myself. You're out there living La Vida Loca. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm going to try to, I'll give you a heads up when I do it, but I'm going to try to give you a phone call. I just want to play a little bit catch up. You'll find that you end up, particularly your personality, Dale, we'll dovetail into the real world very easily. It's just exactly as if we've been friends for 1,000 years, but I mean, you kind of have, just vicariously. So the phone calls are never awkward. You just start BSing. And oh, I've got some BSing to do. Yes, George, you're right. This thing would look significantly better with lights. But I am not interested in disassembling this thing again either, for that same reason I discussed. I pulled all them damn screws out and pulled it apart, and it did not like that. It did not go back together super easy. And you end up, because there's three, for no real reason, there's 3 different size screws. And you want to put them back right. And I did, and it was something. I might pull the 4 screws out of there and remove the the analog 5.8 gigahertz camera, because I don't think I'm going to fly this thing with goggles. Although I might try out at my flying club in Maine. So that means I need to do a couple of things. I need to bet this thing a haul butt. You ain't careful. I need to put a couple of single cell batteries in my box. And I just about took all my 2200s out, but I used 2200 for the Everest E10. And as such, what I'd like to do is have a couple of spares for that. Yeah, man, I give that thing forward collective, and it just, I say forward cyclic, and it just does not respond the way I would like. That's creepy.
Low battery.
Aw. Already? I'm like Dale, already, Mom? Shoot.
Low battery.
So I'll up this and get out here and start doing smalls. And then, like I said, next
7.5 volts. Low battery.
next Friday and Saturday, particularly Saturday, you are switching out. Tomorrow's the last of our obligations to our friends and loved ones. That's not true. Oh, that's not true. Next Friday, I'm going out to dinner with my very, very close friends.
Throttle hold. Low battery.
There you go. There you go. I mean, I go around and I pull the screens out of my windows. I don't want them blown out. Holy crap. You'd never find them. Alright, kids.
Low battery.
As always, I
Telemetry lost.
genuinely appreciate y'all hanging out, and I don't know what tomorrow brings flying wise, but you may hear more piffle. See ya.